This video is going to cover hip stability and plyometrics for a super athletic lower body, but just general athleticism and awesomeness. Man, I've been shooting plyometric exercises for like an hour already, so excuse how sweaty I am right now, but we're going to get you sweaty too. So we're going to start with 2 exercises for fundamental hip stability and mobility. For this first one, we're going to need a slightly elevated surface. Something even smaller than this will do. Stand with 1 foot on that surface, the other one hanging off. Keep both legs straight and allow the hips to tilt side to side. Now our focus is on these muscles on the outside of the hip. You may feel it in your side body as well, your obliques, but our focus should really be here. These muscles are what will stabilize us for lunges and other plyometric movements. Now we're going to step that up a notch with a hip airplane. This time we're going to step up 1 foot back and hinge from the hips a little bit. This first variation, I'm going to use a PVC pipe for a little bit of assistance. I'm going to lift that back leg off the floor, squeeze the butt, keep my torso nice and straight, aligned with that back leg. I can place my free hand on my hip. I'm going to internally rotate and then externally rotate and lift that hip. Drop down and internally rotate and lift up. The goal here is to rotate the entire body as a single unit over top of that standing leg. Now, when we start to get confident and enhance our balance, we can try a hip airplane without stick assistance. Try to create full body tension and really reach those arms out. Focusing on those muscles in the outer hip to keep that knee in line with the toes. Try not to allow it to cave inwards. Keep it out or over to the toes as you rotate the entire body over that hip. So we're setting those solid foundations with hip stability. Now let's develop some power. When we jump, our landing is as important, maybe more important than our takeoff. So let's find full extension through the ankles, the knees, the hips, and actually this is flexion, but also the shoulders, okay? So the body's in one nice straight line, and then find a nice athletic landing. Now when we do this, full extension, land, notice I'm pulling those knees out. I'm stopping them from caving in by using those outer hip muscles that we were working on earlier. You can perform athletic landings, stopping and starting, or you can perform continuous reps to get the blood pumping and some decent cardio. Now, let's take off. When we do box jumps, we want to make sure that we get that full body extension and that athletic land. We use this position to start. We fully extend and land as softly and as quietly as we can. Before then, jumping off the box and using that athletic landing to decelerate and absorb that energy. Now, of course, over time, we can increase the height of that box, requiring more power and better deceleration as well. If you don't have a plyo box at home, you can use your stairs. You can go to a park and use a bench, or really any stable, sturdy object will do. Your other option, don't worry about the box at all and just do squat jumps. It is killer cardio. Another option is depth jumps. We can use a little bit of elastic recoil by jumping off an elevated surface to jump even higher. I would recommend starting with low elevation. You'd be surprised how difficult this gets. But over time, you can, of course, jump off of a larger object and see how that affects your takeoff. Depth jumps are great for building up that elastic property in our lower body, and that is ultimately what starts to develop some major athletic ability. Two legs will only get us so powerful, but we can start to challenge ourselves with single leg plyometrics. Seeing if you can go from full body extension to a single leg athletic landing. Again, pulling that knee outward, finding that balance. If you can do this, see if you can do single leg hops. See if you can catch that balance between every rep. If those single leg hops are really challenging at first, you can try using a little bit of assistance from that back foot and turn this into more of a sprinter lunge. Now we can try single leg box jumps. Same idea here. We want to get full body extension, a single leg athletic landing, and then land with as much control and as quietly as you can. Get that deceleration when you jump off as well. You want to start those single leg box jumps with something nice and easy. You can start to jump higher as well. Last, but certainly not least, we have lateral bounds. Go for height. Go for distance. Or a combination of both. Lateral bounds are really going to start to challenge that single leg strength, power, and cardio all at once. Oh, let me catch my breath. Now, if you're really crazy, you can try combining different techniques into combos and flows. Final tip for our advanced athlete is to incorporate quarter or half turns into these moves to increase your coordination even further. Thanks for watching, everybody. Check out the compound program, which now includes a lot of plyometric training, especially for lower body, and check out the entire Evolution Fitness system for mobility, strength, and skills training. Thanks again, guys. Wishing you very well.